So when Gordon is in here, the catch is on the side that you flip. Lift it up. Usually, I'll leave it so it can lean against the windowsill. If you bring the phone over. Gordon will sometimes be in his little hide here, or down the back, all over the place. So you pick up the hide, and then near the back of the neck. Well, it's nothing but neck, but sort of a few inches down the body, pick him up. Now, the thing is, don't reach in, sort of pull your hand out, reach in, pull your hand out, because you'll just get a bit nervous and think, what's he doing? Once you've done that, it's pretty simple. If he tries to go up your arm, just pick him up and put him back. Other than that, it's pretty simple. Just if he starts getting a bit jittery and flicking his head around, it would probably be the wisest to just put him back in the cage. What I usually do is I just he sometimes likes me wrapping him round my hand. He likes that, and he also likes being stroked sometimes. Yeah, he's not a very jittery snake, and he under no circumstance will he bite. He won't ever bite. I mean, I've had him for ages and he's never done it, except as mice, which I will show you how to feed him in the next video. And so when you're in the kitchen, go through into this room, and you'll see this freezer. Open the door. In here, in the top drawer, you'll find, I'll leave the mice in a very conspicuous place for you. It's in this tub, green lid, newspaper inside. Opens up, there'll be a little Tupperware with a black lid here. Opens up, there'll be some tweezers inside, I'll leave it open for you. You open up the thing and fold open the newspaper. Now, on top, there'll be pink ones. Underneath there'll be black ones. Ignore the black ones, go straight for the pink ones. There's a big bag in there, ignore the little bag, I still need to use them up. Take out 2 mice and put them, they will be frozen so they're not going to be disgusting. They just put them in there, put this back, close the tub. Then just close the lid, and that will probably take. I usually put them usually put them in the tub in the morning, and then feed him in the evening, so there's plenty of time for them to be frosted. One thing I did forget in the holding video, when you put him back in his cage, please, when you put him back, when you put his head in his hide, he'll just slide in, and it doesn't give you pressure to close the lid fast, because if you put him down in the middle of the cage, he might try and make a break for it. And also, if you tap his tail while he's in the hide, he might do a bit of turbo. His tail is it's his sort of weak point. He doesn't know if anything's touching it, so he might. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. Now the mice should be ready. Now I'm going to take them through into the kitchen room. Now Gordon should be out. It's the evening now, and we're going to. Well, he should be out in his. Well, out of his hide. Usually I just put the thing down in front of the cage, and I sometimes kneel down. Now Gordon is sort of getting into a place where he's sort of between pinkies and big mice. So he's got, as some people call it, hollow legs, pun intended. Now you just hold it in, and hold it in front of Gordon's nose. Yeah, and he's okay. Now he should, if you see any sawdust sticking to the mouse, he may not like it, but you do have to try and take it off. If it does stick on, it will not do any damage. He will just throw it up again, but preferably You don't want that to happen. And as you can see, that may take, each mouse should take about 2 minutes. I usually wait until it's a reasonably long way down the throat before going for the next one. And then we just wait. Bring the phone a bit closer so you can see. Being a bit slow today.
Is it bigger than normal?
No, it's not bigger than normal. Sometimes some days he's just hungrier than other days. If he strikes very hard at the tweezers, and don't worry that it'll cut his nose, it just doesn't happen. I once worried that it is, but the scales are pretty tough, so it'll just glance off. They're very tough. Oh, he's almost finished. This is always the part where which looks the most painful when you're sort of swallowing it. It's like, it's hard for us when you've got something jammed in your throat and you're trying to swallow it and you're trying to drink water. It's like that for a snake, except much, much more. Oh yeah. Yeah. And as you can see, the jaw, or if you can see, the jaws are a little bit out of line. And what he'll do is he usually yawns to get his jaw back in position. A bit like that, except more. So he's just squeezing it down. Oh yep, there he is. He did it. And his mouth should be all back in position now. We might leave it open for a bit, just a slip. Okay, yeah. There we go, sorting out there. Now, if you hold the phone now. Okay, so the next part, if you bring the phone over closer so you can see. Now, his head is on top of the hide now. So what I'll do is, this is easier because it won't get stuck in the sawdust. So what I'll do is I'll just put it on top and put it over by his nose. If he doesn't take it immediately, just keep on pressing it against his nose, tapping his nose until he's sort of in hunting. It sort of puts him into hunting mode. If needs be, this is what a normal feed is like. When he's sort of reluctant to take the second one because he wants to find out where it's coming from and why it can fly. But if you just sort of cause it to hop around and and sometimes you'll just have to sort of push it and he'll take it into his mouth. If you get tweezers on that, he might back off a bit when he's got the mouse because he wants to eat in peace. Now there's a piece of sawdust. No, I know you don't like it, Gordon, but I'm so sorry. I need to get that out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Gordon, but it has to be. Is that just? No, it's just a leg. It looks the same. It's the same colour of the sawdust. Or is it? No, that is sawdust.
Watch, it doesn't bite you.
He can't. Mummy, he's got a mouthful. He can't bite me. He's got a mouthful of mouse.
That's true.
Sorry, Gordon. There we go. That's that.
Make sure you wash your hands.
Yeah, I will. Mummy's in the background telling me how to look after a snake, which is quite.
Sorry.
It's fine. So his water needs cleaning out, so I can show you how to do that. The pet shop recommended doing it every day, but I don't usually do that because, well, I do it normally, but I don't do it while he's digesting because he doesn't really drink. When he's sort of on the period where he's sort of going up to food, which is usually the holding period, I think Daddy might have written you an email letter or something to tell you. But so the calendar, and and usually after he's eaten it all, he'll give a massive yawn. So I usually shut the lid and wait around for a few minutes because he will give the most It's it looks very it's a bit like oh, I don't know, like, well, he's tired. It looks very satisfactory. Yeah, it's hard to describe, but it's just fun to watch. And he'll sometimes either rub his head on the rock or against the sawdust, sort of wiping his mouth. Now and then, oh yep, there he did it. Not the yawn, the rubbing his head against the rock. Now you just put the tweezers back in the box. And what I usually do is it's just a habit he's got into. He won't yawn until the lid is shut.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's never ever yawned when the lid is open. He'll just, no, if we just wait. There we go. Yeah, there we go, go on.
That is so cool.
Yeah.